Hey, so what's up guys, it's Pohdoh here, and in this video I'm going to be commentating over some sniping gameplay, and yeah, I just wanted to do a little series called, like Sniping Log, and in the background you'll see me attempting to snipe, and this is going to be a first installment, so you're going to see this is pretty much me sniping without any kind of practice behind it, maybe like a few games behind it, but as of now this is like my base level, how well I can do without any kind of back practice. And my aim has definitely disimproved, if that makes any sense. Disimproved, it gotten worse, way worse, and it kind of makes me I don't know, motivated to continue practicing, but then at the same time Modern Combat just kind of lost its touch. I'm hoping that Modern Combat 5 will live up to its expectations, but to be honest, I'll be frank here, I'm really worried about Modern Combat 5. I was excited when it was first announced, but that was just kind of hype. Now that I kind of sit down and think about it, just keep in mind, I'm gonna make an analogy of Call of Duty because that's basically a game that Modern Combat rips off of, but I'm not quite sure how they're gonna revolutionize this game. And my biggest fear, by far my biggest fear, is that this will be a clone of Modern Combat 4. And if it's a clone of Modern Combat 4, then that's a huge issue for me because I don't really like Modern Combat 4. Like, it's a good game, it's a leap forward, it's a different game from Modern Combat 3, which is an important thing, so it's actually unique and doesn't feel like it's just Modern Combat 3 reskinned like Call of Duty is. But at the same time, I seriously am really worried because because to me it's very similar to Modern Combat 4. I personally do not think I'll be able to play it for an entire year or longer if that's the case, because Modern Combat 4, I guess some of you guys may like it, but in all honesty, Modern Combat 4, it wasn't the experience I was looking for. It wasn't the game I wanted. And some of you may call me crazy, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so I can't get too mad about that. But still, to be perfectly honest, Modern Combat 2 and Modern Combat 3 were the days. They really were exciting. Given that they had their own form of bullshit, they had their own, problems. Modern Combat 2, just like grenades, Modern Combat 3 had noob tubes and, to an extent, throwing knives. But for the most part, those games are relatively balanced, and if you get a band of friends together and agree that you don't use these guns, then it'll still be a fine game. But then with Modern Combat 4, just completely dominated by explosives at the moment. It's just completely dominated by explosives, and at this point, the compact and hipfire. And the reason why I don't like this game completely dominated by hipfire is that it makes it very similar to Modern Combat 3. But then it's not really Modern Combat 3. It's just a slower, not so smooth experience of Modern Combat 3. And I want this game to, if the game can't at least appeal to me, I at the very least want it to be unique. And nice little no scope here. I've missed once, but I get him the second time. So anyways, I don't really know what else to talk about. I recorded this beforehand, but then the microphone completely screwed up, so I'm pretty pissed about that. But anyways, like I said, this is my base sniping, if that makes any sense. It's just me sniping without, that much prior experience behind me. And hopefully after, the 10th or 11th installment, if I even get that far, I'll be way better and it'll have better gameplay. But, maybe, once I get there, you guys can look back, at part 1 and see how it was at the very beginning. And even this is not like pure like beginner sniper, because I have sniped all the time in Modern Combat 3 and not so much in Modern Combat 2 on the iPhone. I did it on the iPad, so it doesn't really carry over that well. But regardless, let's see, I think we should just talk about snipers in this game. I'm not really sure. Sniping is fun. Well, it's more fun than assaulting. If I go on my compact at the moment, because Modern Combat is free, it's really easy to do well, in ranked lobbies. And I've literally not gotten anything below 3.0 KD in ranked, and that's just because it's just filled with rank 1s. And it's not really the fact that I'm good; it's just that my competition is not so stiff. And I could go and snipe there, but then it's just kind of like, what's the point? I do all that stuff in unranked just because I feel a little more free. I'm not worried about my KD. I'm not worried about anything else. I can just kind of play the game how I like, and I can try weird setups such as using a semi-automatic shotgun, or using knife only, or running around with a pistol, or stuff like that. I'm just trying to have fun with this game, guys. Ultimately, that's all I'm trying to do, and I think that's kind of like the approach I've been taking lately. And I think the reason why is because, you know, I already experienced the competitive scene. I already experienced, you know, what it feels like, you know, trying to get a 3.0 KD every single game. At one point I was trying to do that. My highest KD in game in Modern Combat 2 at the peak was around a 2.25, and in Modern Combat 3 is about a 2.14. But then the thing is, like, for Modern Combat 3 I was you know, a good 1.5 KD for, you know, for a good month or two, and then at that point I continuously raised it up because I was doing so well. And then Modern Combat 2 is the same thing, you know, I had to work it up. I didn't start a new account, but like, I mean, our experience the competitive scene, our experience what it feels like having near perfect aim, which I had at one point, but then, you know, it's all kind of burned away, and, you know, I'm at this point trying to have fun. And ultimately, the way I have fun with this game is playing it semi-casually. And I'm not going full casual because that's just kind of boring to watch, and, you know, it's just, in my opinion, you know, you should at least take the game somewhat seriously. If you're going to invest some time into it, and if you're going to play it, you should at least go for a 2.0 KD. But at the same time, it's not something I would, you know, absolutely stress over. You know, if I'm not having a good time in the game, if I'm not having a fun time with Modern Combat, you know, I just exit the app and play something else. And I think that's, you know, an approach a lot of us should take. And I think the main reason why, you know, there's a lot of drama in a lot of gaming communities is because they take the game way too seriously. I mean, ultimately the game is here so you guys can have fun. And if you guys aren't having fun, if you guys are stressing over it, then, you know, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of playing the game in the first place. So at the same time, it may sound weird since I'm the one, you know, always complaining about the compact, complaining about certain aspects of the game, but, you know, that's just because, you know, at one point in time, you know, I felt, you know, like it was kind of like my obligation to the community to point out these certain things. And most people, not me, but most people would simply shrug it off and not do anything about it. And I've done the same thing in the Order&Chaos community. You know, at one point, you know, I just continuously spammed the forums telling me to change something, and I'm not sure whether it was because of me, but eventually some things did change. And I think the same thing is going on with Modern Combat. So anyways, you know, I'm just a guy who likes to change stuff, you know, instead of, you know, sitting around not doing anything. But at the same time, I still want to have fun with this game, and, you know, I don't want to stress about it too much, or maybe that's just a changing attitude I had recently. So anyway, sorry about the serious talk, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the gameplay in the background, rewinding the clip just so you guys have something to watch. But anyways, Pohdoh here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.